First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your First Alert forecast. 19 News starts now.
A Cleveland attorney accused of murdering his own client is now facing a civil lawsuit. Thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Nicole Versansky. Brian is off today. Tonight, her family says justice has been 13 years in the making. Brittany Weir joins us live in the newsroom with more. Brittany.
Yes, Nicole, a 61-page lawsuit was filed yesterday, raising serious questions about what a prominent Cleveland law firm knew and when they knew it in connection with the murder of one of their own clients, Eliza Sherman. The Sherman family, like you said, has waited more than 13 years for answers, and now they're taking their fight to civil court.
Brad Moore stands before this court, charged with the kidnapping and murder of our mother, his own client. A woman who trusted him, a woman who he was duty-bound to protect and advocate for. Instead, he allegedly betrayed that trust in the most horrifying way imaginable.
Those words from Eliza Sherman's daughter, Jennifer, spoken at Gregory Moore's arraignment last May. Now, more than a year later, the Sherman family is taking their fight to civil court. A 61-page lawsuit filed in Cuyahoga County claims Moore, Eliza Sherman's own divorce attorney, lured her to her death. Investigators say Moore texted Sherman on March 24, 2013, asking her to meet him at the Stafford Law offices at Erie View Plaza to prepare for her upcoming divorce trial. But Moore never intended to show up. The suit claims that he disconnected his cell phone from the Verizon network to hide his location while using a firm-issued mobile hotspot to keep texting her, making it appear that he was inside waiting. As Sherman stood outside in the cold, someone approached her from behind, chased her to a neighboring building, and stabbed her more than 10 times. She died from her injuries. The lawsuit also claims Stafford Law knew that Moore had previously called in bomb threats to courthouses using firm-issued phones and did nothing. The morning after the murder, the suit says someone at the firm tried to cancel that same mobile hotspot and deleted a voicemail Sherman left on the office phone system the night she was killed.
If a person is capable of such calculated violence against someone he had a professional obligation to defend, one must ask, what else is he capable of?
Moore was indicted on aggravated murder and kidnapping charges last year. The civil suit seeks more than $25,000 in damages. We reached out to Gregory Moore and Stafford Law for a comment, but have not yet heard back. And we also reached out to Jennifer Sherman and her attorneys. They told us they did not have a comment at this time. As for Gregory Moore's criminal case, that is expected to go to trial in fall. In the newsroom, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
It's been a very dreary start to the new month, but rain tapering in Avon, and I wouldn't be surprised to even see a brightening of the sky before the sun sets here in the next few hours. As we see a look at First Alert Doppler and temperatures, first of all, just not recovering at all today. We've been stuck in the 40s, but finally seeing that rain taper slowly but surely from west to east. I'd still say maybe another hour or so to go in some spots where it is still raining, but we will be able to see some breaks as we head later on before a new round of scattered showers arrives overnight. Temperatures continuing to drop as the wind does go calm. Coming up, I am going to track more of that rain coming tonight. For some of us, it may not just be just rain. How about some flakes mixed in as well? Weekend frost potential and more rain chances next week. Breaking down the forecast in just a bit.
Now, you've probably noticed, but the national average for a gallon of gas has surged again, according to AAA. Meantime, Iran submitted a fresh peace proposal to Pakistani mediators. Karen Kaifa has the latest on the conflict's pressure abroad and at home.
U.S. gas prices making another overnight surge.
I cried when I saw $4.22 last night, but I passed it straight. Now I'm going to pay $4.69.
The nationwide average for a gallon of gas spiked 9 cents to $4.39 Friday, according to AAA. In some parts of the country, prices are even higher. This gas station in the California Bay Area topping $7 a gallon Thursday.
I used to fill it up at 60, 80 bucks. Now I'm looking at between 130 and 150.
The ongoing U.S.-Iran ceasefire hung in the balance on Friday after sources said Iran submitted a fresh peace proposal to Pakistani mediators, sparking hope the two countries could come back to the negotiating table.
They want to make a deal so badly, but they're not there yet.
The Trump administration facing pressure on multiple fronts abroad and at home.
President Trump is constrained by the midterms. He's constrained by the War Powers Act. He's constrained by the public at home. Whereas you're right, the Iranian regime is only constrained by how much they can essentially get away with.
Experts say even when the conflict ends, if the Strait of Hormuz reopens for normal business, it will take months for U.S. gas prices to recover.
We've already lost 1 billion barrels of oil due to the shutdown, and now U.S. exports of oil and products are also hitting new records as countries start buying our oil, gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel.
AAA's nationwide average for a gallon of regular gas on February 26th, before the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iran, was $2.98. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And it really is like the perfect storm. It's punishing all Ohioans at the pump. Gas prices we haven't seen since 2022 when the war with Russia and Ukraine began. Dan DeRose is here to walk us through what's been happening. It's not just what's going on in Iran.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate part, and we generally see this when it's hurricane season, when the refineries down in Texas or the Gulf, the refineries go down. We've had 3 refineries in the past 2 or 3 days in the Midwest, mostly in Indiana. Those 3 refineries have gone down. They had electrical problems, different maintenance problems. That is punishing us. That tacked on another 30 to 40 cents in the last 2 days. That's not helpful. I've got the last 4 years pulled up here from GasBuddy. I want you to notice the blue line is the national average. The red line is Cleveland's average for a gallon of gas. Our highest ever. These were records. This is the Russian-Ukraine war right here. $5.06 a gallon is what we were paying there. And we were about the same as the national average. Right now, here's the national average, about $4.37 a gallon. Here we are. Here's Cleveland at like $3.89 a gallon. Notice, and I'm going to do this a little bit closer in a little bit better way here. I want you to notice how often, which is not very often, that we are above the average. That's going to mess me up there. That we are above the average for a gallon of gas. It is not very often that we are above the national average. There's the national average there, and here we are. Look at that. That is a major difference. That just does not happen. As far as what you can do to save some money, well, AAA has a very easy way.
Start with this. Everyone, anyone who's listening to this, start with this today. Slow down. Don't drive as fast. We have found at AAA, every 5 miles over 50 you're driving, you're exponentially burning fuel less efficiently. And you're putting yourself in harm's way to be in a potentially deadly crash. And you're getting to your destination maybe a couple minutes earlier. So there's really no advantage there.
Again, now that we've got control of the board back, that blue line is the national average. The red line is Cleveland's average. This is what's typical. We are generally under the national average. Here's the start of the war with Iran. Here goes the national average. Look at what happened to us here in the Midwest because of those refinery outages. It is not fair, and it hurts at the pump.
It certainly does, but we're trying to help here at 19 News. With the help of GasBuddy, we are finding the cheapest gas prices right now. So it is $4.19 at the Marathon on Richmond Road in Richmond Heights. The same price at the BP in Cleveland on Euclid, and $4.49 a gallon at the Gulf in Kent. And of course, just a reminder, this is the last check here, but we know that prices can change at any time.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
Well, you'll definitely be going slower than 50 miles per hour if you're about to be heading east on 76 in Summit County. That's because of a crash that's just after where 76 passes Main Street here, blocking most of the highway. We have the left 3 lanes completely blocked by first responders. We have police cruisers, we have a fire truck here, other alert vehicles there, and drivers who are trying to get around them are just restricted to that far right lane there. So if you're about to be heading this way, your drive is going to be at least an extra 10 to 15 minutes longer than usual because you're only going to be going just around 10 miles per hour tops. Right now we have drivers who are only going 2 miles per hour, and these backups are all the way by 77. So you're going to be really heavy on the brakes, not just passing Route 59, but all the way back, like I said, to 77, with your drive being at least an extra 10 to 15 minutes longer than usual.
Rachel, thank you. Well, goodbye Stadium Showdown. Hello Stadium Spotlight. With the official groundbreaking yesterday, it's time for a rebranding of our weekly podcast. But it's the same time every Friday. A new episode drops tonight at 6:30. You can watch on 19 News Plus for every step being taken to build a new Cleveland Browns stadium.
And as we take a look at your forecast, we are looking at tomorrow to be a little still on the chilly side, scattered showers, and we will be seeing the temperatures that will be stuck in the 40s. So overall, not looking that warm for the start of our weekend. And let's take a look at the First Alert Future View, where we are going to be seeing, yes, you do see the opportunity for a bit of even some snow across parts of the snow belt, where we are going to be seeing that not stick because temperatures will be above freezing. But overall, we do have those temperatures that will be stuck in the 40s tomorrow. You see scattered showers south of the lake shore for tomorrow afternoon. We've got the potential for some frost in a few spots tonight, but I would say the best potential is going to be from Saturday night and into Sunday morning, and then looking better for Sunday afternoon as we do see those temperatures rising. So 40s tomorrow, 30s, frost, and even freeze potential away from the lake shore for a few spots Saturday night. By Sunday, though, we are going to start to improve.
Small business is the lifeblood of the American economy. Making sure they're thriving, not just surviving, is crucial. The city of Cleveland announced another round of funding to shore up businesses through a special program. Our Harry Boomer is live featuring one of those, getting this much needed help. Harry.
That's right. The mayor and council may run City Hall here, but it is business that makes the CLE go round. Now, some of those small businesses are getting a boost in their economic arm with grants from a special funding program here at City Hall.
All right. You're all set. Have a great day.
Workers at Slice's Fabulous Cakes in Old Brooklyn have been serving up delicious treats for decades. Now, with funding from the city's latest round of the Steel Yard Grant Program, 19 small businesses will get help, including Slice's.
We've been on Pearl Road since about 92.
FT Samakas started her family business in her kitchen when her son Brian was just 1 year old. Now he's 44, and he's the next generation running the business.
Thank you.
The workers stay busy, and a $10,000 grant from the city came just in time.
Just this week alone, we have an oven that we've had for many years go down, and we might have to replace it, which is quite a big, ordeal at a pastry shop. You can't be an oven down. And then also one of our coolers went. We have about 8 or 9 coolers. And we just put in a walk-in freezer outside. There's always something happening.
In recognition of Small Business Month, the city has awarded over $280,000 to 19 businesses and 1 community development organization across 6 Cleveland neighborhoods.
I'm really happy with what my son has done and with the women that have been there with me. Some of them, my manager's been there with me for about 18, 19 years, and my assistant manager, she's been there with me about 12 years. So we have a great team of women and men. So it's been a struggle, but it's been a success, and I'm really happy for it. But the money is wonderful.
Now, this is the third round of funding of the Steel Yard Awards program, and it includes more than $180,000 in small business grants, another $100,000 for what the city is calling placemaker support for the Clark Fulton Multicultural Gateway Initiative. Outside of City Hall, I'm Harry Boomer, 19 News.
Harry, thank you. Caught on camera, a pair of surfers spot and outrun a shark in hot pursuit.
Oh my God, go for you! Run! Run, go!
Can you imagine? A curious shark chased one of them for over a mile. They were hydrofoil surfing off the California coast. The duo kept their wits and say the shark was 10 to 11 feet long. But the beast eventually lost interest. Now to your top 4 at 4. Eliza Sherman's daughter is filing a civil suit against Gregory Moore, her divorce attorney and the man accused of killing her mother in Cleveland. The law firm that employed him is also named in the suit, claiming they helped cover up Eliza Sherman's kidnapping and killing 13 years ago. The civil suit seeks more than $25,000 in damages. The man accused of shooting a Strongsville Costco employee to death tells police it was self-defense. He claims the worker had a knife. Christian Bryant from Texas was back in court today. New surveillance video shows Randy Corrigan, that's the Costco employee, speaking with the shooter. Police say Bryant shot Corrigan up to 8 times. Police have not told us if Corrigan did have a knife. The judge ordered Bryant be held on a $5 million bond. The case now heads to a grand jury. In Akron, a man sentenced for shooting at officers and others, too. This is video from when it happened. Calvin Hunt got 15.5 to 17 years in prison. This was back in 2025. Akron police officers, they were responding to a welfare check when they heard those gunshots coming from a nearby apartment. Officers ran toward those gunshots, exchanged gunfire. Hunt was later arrested. He pleaded guilty to felonious assault and other charges. Starting today, Air Canada is offering daily nonstop service between Cleveland Hopkins and Montreal. Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb welcoming passengers today as Hopkins launched its 5th direct international route. And Mayor Bibb says there's more to come. Nonstop to Montreal, not just a flight to Canada, it's really a connection to Rome, Paris, London, and beyond. An unlikely traveler making its waves overseas, showing up on shorelines across Scotland for weeks now. The young walrus, nicknamed Magnus, look at him, he's a big boy, 8 feet long, more than 700 pounds. He's drawing a crowd wherever he goes.
He's brought a lot of people to the town, and it's good to see because the schools were all down visiting him as well.
To arrive here right on the doorstep, I can literally see him from a window. Very lucky.
Scientists say walrus sightings are becoming more common as ice conditions change in the Arctic and the massive mammals make some unexpected detours. Breaking at this hour, a police shooting in Virginia, Minnesota. Police confirmed that a man shot by an officer has died. They had received a report of a man pacing back and forth wearing a ski mask and holding what appeared to be a handgun and waving it around. When officers arrived, they say the man ignored officers' commands to drop the gun and then pointed it at an officer. That is when an officer fired his or her weapon. Also breaking tragic news in Brooklyn, New York. A child was hit and killed by a school bus. The victim, just 9 years old. Investigators say the school bus driver was making a left turn when the bus hit the boy as he was crossing the road. The bus actually left the scene. The driver said he was unaware he had hit the child, but later returned after being told about what happened. It is a drug up to 10 times more powerful than fentanyl. It has now led to several dozen deaths from Tennessee and Texas to California. The Drug Enforcement Administration warns this new synthetic opioid is here in Ohio, and it could be mixed with other drugs. Senior investigative reporter Sarah Goldenberg continues to follow the evolution of opioids and looks into this designer drug.
It's called cyclorphine, a lab-grown opioid starting to show up in Ohio and about 20 other states. An emerging trend the DEA is keeping an eye on.
It's many more times more potent than fentanyl, and as we know, fentanyl is the leading driver of the overdose deaths that we're seeing nationwide.
Brian McNeil is with the DEA Detroit Field Division, which covers Ohio.
So cyclorphine is something that we are closely monitoring. It's very concerning to have something even more powerful than fentanyl. As we know, fentanyl is the leading driver of the more than 70,000 overdose deaths that we saw last year.
The powerful drug can be found on its own or mixed with other illegal drugs, too.
This is an opportunity to sit down and have those very important conversations. You know, we are coming up on summer vacation where we've got some idle hands and idle time. And it's time to sit down and talk with our kids and those in our care about just how dangerous these drugs are. You know, gone are the days in the 50s and 60s where there was experimentation. Experimentation can lead to death.
The DEA found 29% of the counterfeit pills they seize contain a lethal dosage of fentanyl. They're trying to stay one step ahead of dangerous drugs like this to prevent overdoses.
We have labs throughout the country that we submit all of our exhibits to, and those trained chemists can identify trends, because what might be caught in one region is chemically identical that's caught in another region, and we can work that investigation and find the source and bring those bad actors who are bringing this poison into our community to justice.
Since cyclorphene is an opioid, Narcan can help reverse overdoses. Signs of an opioid overdose include the person isn't moving or can't wake up, slowed breathing, cold and clammy skin, and blue lips and nails. If you believe someone is overdosing, call 911 right away. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
And you can find resources from the DEA on our Cleveland 19 app under the 19 Investigates tab. And if you or anyone you know needs help right away, you can also call the 988 Lifeline 24 hours a day.